Are you tired of playing against those goddamn fucking tanks? Then do not worry no more, fellow Jayce main. I have the solution. Today I will talk about a top lane Jayce build, which works really well against tanks, although I gotta say this build will require decent knowledge with Jayce, so it might not be the best build for people who just picked up Jayce recently or have a piss poor mana management. Starting off with Black Cleaver. You do wanna rush this. It's a real strong item and it will represent the core of this build. The percentage armor penetration and the 20% cooldown reduction are the key elements here. Alternatively, you could build Trinity Force as first item if you face a squishier top laner. Yeah, right. Squishier top laners would be champions like Lulu or Rumble, for example. The next item will be Death Stance. Death Stance is a must versus champions that can force fights and stick to you. Examples for champions like these would be Trundle, Echo, Sign, etc. I love this item on Jayce and it makes battling tanks in a straight 1v1 possible. You will heal enough for them not to be able to kill you. If you're able to kite your opponent like Darius or Nasus, or just straight up burst them like Riven or Yasuo, go for Humus first instead of Death Stance. The extra damage will be important in mid-game teamfights and will help a lot against their carries. Now it's time to get to Last Whisper. This item in combination with Jayce's passive and the Black Cleaver passive will just shred through any tank and get rid of them. For your last item you could go for a QSS if they have point and click CC, Morph Mormotius if they have a lot of AP burst like a Vigor ultimate, or Iceborne Gauntlet if you need the extra mana or armor. And now for the boots. Swiftness boots if you face somebody like Trundle or Nasus, which both rely on their slow. Swiftness boots are generally the best boots for Jayce with this build. Mercury Treads if you face somebody like Lulu or Tahm Kench, which both rely on their CC. And Armor Boots if you are having trouble against a Yasuo or Riven, for example. Gameplay wise, all you wanna do is split push and draw attention to you so your team can get objectives like turrets, drakes or Baron for free. My favorite thing to do would be pushing bot lane and sending all of my teammates to do Baron. It's a win-win situation unless your team doesn't know how to ward. Or disengage. Or keep a safe distance from your enemy team. Or know when they should port and shouldn't. Or know when to start Baron, know how to tank Baron, know how to drop Baron for a good engage, know how to stop and stall the enemy team from doing Baron without suiciding.
2 hours later.
But hey, outside of that it's idiot proof, guys. Nobody should be able to 1v1 you unless they are extremely fat and the enemy turrets will melt with this build. Especially if you build the Trinity Force instead of Black Cleaver. Now the reason this build works so well is because we're addressing every problem Jayce has when dealing with tanks. You can't get bursted down as easily, you have a lot of sustain for extended fights, you don't have any problems with cooldowns since we will hit the 40%, which will result in more thundering blows, which then again means more percentage max HP magic damage. And last but not least, you can shit on their armor and deal a lot of damage. And all of that because we are not building tier. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down below or on my stream. I try to stream as much as I can and I hope this was helpful for you. Peace.